So, so it hasn't been that long since the news about Nikon acquiring Red has come out. And to be honest, my reaction to the news is not really that surprising at all. You know, Nikon, a almost 20,000 employees company, acquiring Red, a company that is about 220 employees in terms of size. So that alone just goes to show how the yellow is engulfing the red, quite literally, because Nikon is buying Red. Now, here in the news, what really surprises me more is how not too long ago, Nikon and Red sort of went on a battle of lawsuit whereby Red sued Nikon for utilizing the raw technology developed by Red and has been patented by Red in their camera. So the fact that there was lawsuit filed from Red to Nikon and then not long after they suddenly become buddy-buddy and Nikon is acquiring Red, that part is surprising. However, if I look deeply into it, it all makes sense because, like I said, Red is relatively quite small. It is quite a reputable brand in the field of cinema camera. With Red and cinema camera, it's not really the consumer industry where Red will be selling a lot of camera every single year. You know, you can ask your university friends or families or relatives, almost none of them will choose Red as a camera to do hobby for videography. And for photo, you don't have to mention that, but so it just goes to show that the fact that Red accepted the deal to be acquired by Nikon, it just goes to show that Red is in need of more finances. And other evidence to support that claim would be the fact that Red has been suing almost every single company that want to use the raw technology that is patented by them. You know, they sued, I believe, Sony, Apple, maybe Canon as well, but then they sued Nikon, and I think they didn't really win the lawsuit, so maybe Nikon offered a better deal and Red cannot really refuse it and then accepted the deal. Another evidence to support the claim is the fact that Red lost quite a lot of money developing the Red hydrogen phone years and years ago, and that was a massive flop. And ever since then, Red has only been involved in cinema camera, not much else. So that is how I believe we come to the current situation where Nikon is acquiring Red. Not a very surprising news, but I have to say it is a very exciting news because now that Nikon has acquired Red, if you're a Nikon shooter, I don't mean to say this or anything bad about you, but it's just in my country, in many places or for many photographers and videographers, Nikon is not really the best camera people would recommend. If you want to shoot photo, go for Canon. If you want to shoot videos or do hybrid, go for Sony. Of course, there are Nikon shooters, but it's not a very reputable brand in our country, Cambodia. And I have friends who shoot a Nikon, they love it, but I also have friends who switch from Nikon to Sony system or to Canon because they just hated it for whatever reason. And on the internet there are also memes of Nikon being a potato camera, this and that. Yeah, I think it's gonna change because now that Red has been acquired by Nikon, there will be a lot of changes. Changes like what? For example, with how Nikon can now incorporate RAW in their video format. Nikon, for a while, according to my research, has been behind in terms of video or cinematography feature. And now that it has acquired Red, it should be able to incorporate its good autofocusing system with Red RAW technology. With that combined, I would imagine Nikon camera to be so much better than before, and probably it can be a new, bigger player than other brands, but we'll have to see first. But remember, Nikon has all the patents that Red has. So it means that Nikon can use those technology. Now, whether they want to license those technology, those patents to other company, we don't know yet. But all we know for a fact is that Nikon is getting all of those benefits. And they can also file lawsuit to other company that uses the raw technology. And if they license it, they get a lot of money. So it's just a win-win situation for Nikon. Additionally, Nikon is a camera manufacturer that bought sensors from Sony, I believe, according to my research. And Red, as a camera manufacturer, they build almost every single thing in-house. So will Nikon now get the sensor from Red and put it on Nikon, or what will happen? We don't know that just yet. And the situation about the lens as well, will Nikon abandon the mount that the Red camera used, or will they use the Z mount? We don't know that just yet, but all we know is that it is up to Nikon to play it how they want to do. And if it were to fail, then it would probably be because of Nikon. Because, like I said, Red is a very reputable brand. I don't have the money to own Red camera, but I've always wanted one because it is like the holy grail of almost everybody's who want to become a filmmaker. They want a Red camera. When they see the Red camera, they are fascinated with how it looks, the quality on it, and yeah, I think there will be a very big change happening for Nikon, and I hope it's for the better, because the more competitions, the better everything else is going to be, right? So yeah, very exciting news indeed. But that is sort of my reaction toward the entire thing. It's not very surprising, but it is very exciting about how Nikon has acquired Red. But I also want to know your opinion on this news. What do you think? Will Nikon benefit from the Red purchase? Of course they will, in my opinion, but what do you think? What will happen in the future? Leave your comment in the section down below, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks, goodbye, and peace.